Assalamu alaikum. Here we are going to talk about search engine. This is the second part of the model. In the previous lecture slide, we talk about internet, uses of internet, its advantages and disadvantages, services of the internet. And now here in the second part of the lecture, we'll talk about search engine. You have probably been using search engine, but perhaps may not be as effectively as possible. Everybody, when you ask him to search for something online, he will just Google it. So are you using it effectively as possible? A lot of information available online, but not all of them are completely accurate. Some of the things on internet are accurate and some are not. The web page address are constantly changing. It may be only available for a short period of time. Let's talk about history of search engine. In 1990, Archie was the first tool created by Alan Hemtage for indexing and is considered the first basic search engine. In 1993, Lycos was developed, followed by Jughead Wandex. In 1994, Galaxy, Web Corolla, Yahoo, and InfoSec was developed. In 1995 and afterwards, Excite, InfoSec, AltaVista, Metacorolla was also well developed, then followed by the next generation, which includes Hotspots, Dogfile, Google, and so on. So we have seen several different search engines from 1990 to 1995 to later years. So, but Google has dominated all these search engines. These search engines are of different types. The first type is Web Directory or Web Guide. Is a hierarchical representation of hyperlinks. The top level is typically a wide range of very general topics. Each topic contains hyperlinks of more specialized subtopics, and it is very easy to use, as we can see in the next slide.
Looking at this, you see that it's a hierarchical representation. Arts is the more general topic, while if you go to art, under art, you see art history. Under art history, you see directories. So you continue moving like that until you reach what you are actually looking for. And that's why web directory is actually very easy to use.
Looking at this, you can see it is a hierarchical representation. Art is a more general topic. Under art, you will see art history. Under art history, you will see directories. So continue searching like that until you reach what you are looking for. So that's why we said directories, they are very easy to use. Popular web directories include Google, which had the website www.google.com, cnetsearch.com, Excite, eWildlife, Lycos, Yahoo, UAL, everywhere. These are some of the most popular search engines available. Next is search engines. A search engine is a computer program that does the following. It allows user to submit a query that consists of a word or a phrase. That means you can submit either a word or a phrase to the search engine. It searches the database, return a list of the suitable URL which match your query, and allows user to revise and resubmit.
Just like you see, this is a place where you submit the query. And after submitting the query, you click on Google search or you click on I'm feeling lucky. When you click on Google search, it searches the database and it will release all the list of possible website URLs which match your query. And that will allow you to revise and submit again for further information.
This is a place where you submit the query. After submitting the query, you click on Google search tab or you click I'm feeling lucky tab. is going to return all the possible URL or the websites that matches your query.
Some popular search engines include AOL Everywhere, AltaVista, Excite, Hotbot, Magellan.com, and Google.com. So these are some of the popular search engines we have. But just like I said previously, that Google have taken over everything. Whatever you're looking for, the moment you search Google, you're actually going to see a lot of it. It has bigger databases than most of the other search engines.
Some of the most popular search engines include AOL Anywhere, AltaVista, Excite, Hotbot, Magellan.com, Google.com. These are some of the most popular search engines available. But Google have taken over everything. It has a bigger database and it is the most popular among these search engines.
The next category is the meta search engines. A meta search or all-in-one search engine performs a search by use of more than one other search engine to complete the search job. If there are duplicates, they are eliminated, and the results are ranked according to how well they match with the query you sent. They have the advantage of a single query can access a lot of databases, while the advantage is a high noise to signal ratio. Lots of matches will not be suitable for you. So if you wanted to find an information on something and use a meta search engine, the advantage you have is that it will search more than one databases looking for the information that corresponds to your search. But the disadvantage is that also whenever you have many results, you end up thinking of which one to choose, and that will not be a good signal for somebody who is searching for an information quickly and faster.
Next is meta search engines. A meta search or all-in-one search engine performs a search by use of more than one other search engine to complete the search job. If they are duplicate, they are eliminated. The results are ranked according to how well they match with the query. They have the advantage of a single query can access a lot of search engines, while the disadvantage, a high noise to signal ratio, lots of matches will not be suitable for you. If to say you are looking for particular information and you use meta search engines to find that particular information, the advantage that you're going to have is that it's going to look is going to return more than one databases for that particular query you send to the meta search engines. And the disadvantage is that lot of matches will not be suitable for you.
Some popular meta search engines include metasearch.com or www.metacrawler.com or metafind.com or dogfile.com. All these perform the function of a meta search engine, as you can see in the next slide.
Some popular meta search engines include metasearch.com, metacrawler.com, metafind.com, or dogfile.com.
Example of how meta search look like. You see the meta search actually searching Yahoo, AltaVista, and Lycos in the first figure. And we have the meta crawler, which also search different databases.
This is an example of meta search. It searches Yahoo, AltaVista, Lycos in the first figure, while we have Metacrawler. It also searches other databases. White pages and yellow pages. White pages allows user to look up information about individuals. We can use white page to track down the telephone numbers and emails address of people. People can abuse white pages, so that's why some people think that white pages are an invasion of their privacy, while yellow pages contain information about businesses. So whenever you are looking for a particular information about businesses, you can now look for it using yellow pages. Popular white pages are bigfoot.com, people.yahoo.com, whowhere.com, and popular yellow pages are yp.yahoo.com and superpages.com. Here we are comparing the difference between directory and search engine. So a directory allows you to explore and get what you want eventually, while a search engine brings you to the exact page on the words or phrases you are looking for. So for example, let's say you are looking for something related to cooking. So use a directory to find cooking related website, while use a search engine to find a specific recipe by providing the name of the ingredient. You also use a directory to find travel guides in a country, while you use a search engine to find the transportation schedule in South Africa. Next, we talk about how do people search the internet. So the first thing you're going to do, you open your web browser. When you open your web browser, let's say you type www.google.com or www.yahoo.com. For example, if you type www.yahoo.com, the first information that you are going to see, you will see the header, which contains the Yahoo logo and some advertisement. Next, you will see the information bar, which contains other hyperlinks. Next, after the information bar, you will see the search form area, which contains the form which allows you to type a query that you are looking for. After that, you will see the directory area, which includes a large number of categories and channels. Next, you will see the Yahoo links to other Yahoo sites. Yahoo has other links like news, emails, and so on. Lastly, you will see the footer, which contains information about Yahoo, the copyright, and a disclaimer. If you open a Google, you will see something similar to this.
And looking at this, you see at the top most is the Yahoo logo, which is the header. Then after the Yahoo logo, what comes next is the information bar, which contains information about other hyperlinks. Then you see the search area, which comes immediately below that, which contains a form which allows you to type in your query. In the directory area, which has large number of categories and channels. Then below, you also see a link to other Yahoo site, and all at the end, at the footer, you see information which contains information about Yahoo, copyright, and disclaimer.
Looking at this, you see at the topmost is the Yahoo logo. After this, it is the information bar, which contains other hyperlink. Below it is the search form area where you type your query. At the bottom is the footer, which contains information about the Yahoo, the copyright, and a disclaimer. So when you are ready to search, after typing, for example, google.com or yahoo.com, there are some search terminologies that you need to understand. The first one is search tool, any means to locating information on the internet. Next is the query, that is information type into the form on the search engine. So any information that you type on the search tool is a query. So query syntax, rules for constructing a valid query. So whenever you send a query, so there is a rules for constructing that particular query. Then next is the query semantics, that is rules for defining the meaning of the query. Next is the hit or match, that is the URL that the search engine returns for a specific query. When you send a query, then you get information back. It is a hit or a match. Relevancy score, a value that indicates the quality of the URL. Pattern matching queries, it is called PZ query. You can enter ungrammatical sentences, incomplete sentence fragments, disjoint phrases, nonsense words. It will return back hits or match. The search engines get a collection of keywords. Any required keyword will mark with plus before the keyword, and any prohibited keyword will be marked with minus before the keyword. Then we have Boolean queries. A Boolean query is a query that consists keyword but with logical operators and or not. If you type x and y, it will return URL that contains both x and y. If you type x or y, it will return URL that contains either x or y. And if you type x and not y, it will return URLs that contain x and not contain y. We use the symbols for ampersand for and. We use the slash for the or, and use the exclamation for the not, and we use the other symbol for the near. And is used for narrowing a query. If you know that your target document will contain a group of keywords, list them using the AND operator. If you want to have information about something and something, you use X and Y. O is used for broadening a query. If you can think of related words to a topic, list them using the O operator. For example, XOR. Not is used to redirect a query. If you find that a keyword or phrase is leading irrelevant hits, then represent it in your query as not keyword. This is an example of Boolean query. There is another tool we use to improve our search, that is the wildcard. Wildcards are useful for retrieving variations of word. For example, when you type ARG star, it will search for any word that starts with ART and will be part of the hit. For example, a word like art, air, artwork, artist, artistry, and so forth. So wildcard is an excellent way to broaden our search. Different wildcard characters are used by different search engines. The most common characters are you have the star, the hash, and the question mark. Advanced search options to get better result. Have the and, or, and not, near, and parentheses. Another options include the anchor text. You find pages that contains the specified word or phrases in the text hyperlink. You can also use applet class to find pages that contain a specified Java applet. You can also use domain name to find pages within the specified domain. You can use the host to find pages on the specific computer. You can also use images to find pages with images having a specific file name. You can use the like URL text find pages similar to or relevant or related to the specified URL. You can use the link to find pages with a link to a page with the specified URL. You can use the text to find pages that contain the specified text in any part of the page other than an image tab. You can use title to find pages that contain the specified word or phrases in the page title. You can also use the URL to find pages with a specific word or phrase in the URL. So class, this is the end of our lecture. So if you have any question, you can post it on the platform, the Moodle platform. So assalamu alaikum, see you next.